everybody, today we are talking about autoimmune diseases. And while you may not have an autoimmune disease, it's likely that you might know a family member or a friend who has one. And if it is a family member that you know, please be aware that some autoimmune disorders are genetic. So this information is important for you too. Autoimmune disorders affect approximately 3% of the United States population, and this number is on the rise. A lot of research still needs to be done to find out more about the cause, the occurrence, and the treatment of autoimmune disorders, but here is what we do know. Autoimmune disorders are caused by your body's immune system attacking itself instead of protecting it. There are over 100 identified types of autoimmune disorders, the most common being multiple sclerosis, myasthenia gravis, rheumatoid arthritis, and type 1 diabetes. The causes can vary and a lot is still unknown, but some of these autoimmune disorders are caused by certain medications, specifically medications for blood pressure, statins, and antibiotics. And like I mentioned, if you have relatives with autoimmune diseases, you are at higher risk because most, or some at least, are genetic. Smoking also has a high correlation to autoimmune diseases, as well as already having one autoimmune disease. Unfortunately, if you already have one, you are at higher risk of developing another. Studies also show that 78 people who have an autoimmune disease are women. So sorry ladies, but we are at much higher risk than our male counterparts. Finally, exposure to toxins puts a person at a higher risk for developing an autoimmune disease. Now, it is very hard to give a list of signs and symptoms to look for of an autoimmune disease as they are obviously so varied. But in general, some signs you may notice are things like fatigue or fever, a general feeling of being ill, joint pain, and a rash. If you begin to experience any of these symptoms for an extended period of time, and they're not aligned with any other suspected conditions or maybe like the flu or a cold, I would definitely consult with your doctor, run some tests, and find out what's going on. If you or someone you know is diagnosed with an autoimmune disease, the treatment will actually depend on the symptoms you are experiencing. But in general, the goal of treatment is to attempt to control the autoimmune process while maintaining the body's ability to fight off the disease and reducing those symptoms that you are experiencing. Because unfortunately, autoimmune diseases are not curable yet. So managing the symptoms and preventing further development of the disease is really the best the doctors can do for us at the moment. If you don't have an autoimmune disease, but maybe you're concerned about getting it, or because you have a family history, or some other reason, there are things that you can do to support your body in hopes of preventing them from coming or occurring. First, exercising consistently and eating a healthy diet are going to be crucial. This also means limiting those processed foods to give your body as many whole, nutrient-rich foods as possible. The more processed a food is, the more preservatives you're introducing into your body. And while in most cases that is fine, we don't have any reactions to them, there is actually preliminary research that suggests a connection between food additives and a weakening of the intestinal walls, which is our main defense mechanism against bacteria and toxins, right? So that permeability of the intestinal wall, that becomes weak, then more intruders can enter into our bloodstream, and that can lead to the development of autoimmune diseases. The same goes for other environmental toxins, especially cigarettes. You have to stay away from cigarettes. That will certainly help reduce your risk of developing an autoimmune disease. Remember, autoimmune diseases are a disease of the immune system. It says it in the name, right? So supporting your immune system is an important step in preventing any development of the diseases. You can take supplements to support your immune system. You can consume foods that are high in vitamins and minerals, and also antioxidants, and that will keep your immune system functioning efficiently and functioning effectively. There was actually a recent study that was released in 2022 that found a direct correlation between vitamin D supplements and the prevention of autoimmune diseases. The study revealed that people who regularly took vitamin D supplements, they were significantly less likely to develop an autoimmune disease than others who took a placebo pill. So, if you don't already take a vitamin D supplement, it's definitely a good idea to maybe speak to your doctor about it, about its benefits, and whether it might be right for you. Other immune boosting supplements you could take besides that vitamin D supplement are things like zinc, vitamin C, and elderberry as well. So that is the basics of autoimmune diseases and its prevention. Unfortunately, autoimmune diseases are still very unknown. There is a lot more research that's required to find out exactly what causes them and how we can definitively prevent them in the future. But remember, there are things you can do individually in order to keep your body healthy in hopes of preventing the development of those autoimmune diseases. We want to support our immune system as much as we can, stay away from those additives and preservatives in processed foods, avoid environmental toxins, and finally, exercise and healthy eating will help keep your body functioning happily and healthily and avoid any extreme stressors that could cause development of an autoimmune disease. I hope you found all this information helpful. Please remember to consult with your doctor if you are having concerns about autoimmune disorder development or the prevention of those disorders as well. Please leave me a comment if there's something else you want to hear about. Until next time, be well everyone. I'll see you soon.